An exposition of the merit of him who counters the desire of his sex and his eye. He's briefly alluded to this already when he cites the hadith in Imam Ahmad's Musnad, which says that you will receive an iman whose sweetness you will find in your heart if you look away. Know that this desire wields more power than any other over man and is the most disobedient to reason when it is aroused. Its consequences are unsightly and embarrassing, and one should be afraid to enact them. Most people refrain from acting upon their sexual desire, he's talking about illicitly, either through incapacity, fear, embarrassment, or a wish to safeguard their reputations. If we think honestly about this, you can see not much has changed. With the exception perhaps of certain heads of state and presidents and heirs to the throne who don't seem so worried about their reputations. None of these things, however, brings any reward from Allah, for they constitute no more than a preference for one desire of the nafs over another. Certainly a man's inability to follow up his desire is a sign that he is protected, and all such obstacles are beneficial in that they ward off sin. A man who does not commit fornication will not incur the sin which attaches to it, whatever the reason that induced him to abstain may have been. But merit and great reward follow only when one refrains from such an act for fear of Allah, while able to perform it and in the absence of obstacles and the presence of suitable circumstances. And this is especially so when one's desire is genuine. So the rest of this chapter is a list of illustrations indicating this particular virtue, self-discipline, often the hardest form of self-discipline. And then he gives a hadith which is in Bukhari and Muslim, well-known hadith. On the day of Qiyamah, 7 people will be shaded by Allah under His throne when there is no shade but His. يَوْمَ لَا ظِلَّ إِلَّا ظِلُّهُ. And he enumerated amongst them a man invited by a woman of beauty and good family to lie with her, but who said, إِنِّي أَخَافُ اللَّهَ رَبَّ الْعَالَمِينَ. I fear God, Lord of the worlds. The tale of Yusuf alayhi salam and his refusal of Zulaykha, despite his ability to accede to her demand and in spite of her desire for him, is well known. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises him for so doing in the Quran. And he is the leader, the imam and the exemplar for all who have been granted success in struggling against the shaitan with regard to this powerful desire. And then he gives a number of quite long stories illustrating the heroism of those who are in a position to surrender to this powerful desire, but solely from fear of Allah and the Akhirah, abstain. Such is the merit which attaches to remaining chaste when one is in a position to gratify one's desire.